For today's lesson, we're going to go outside and look at a tree. Let's get closer to our tree. Right here we have the tree trunk, and underneath, coming from the tree trunk, are all the roots, and they spread out underneath the ground. But right here we have our tree trunk, and it starts going up and up and up. It grows up, and we start to see branches, and we start to see branches on branches, and then we see leaves on branches. If I look closely at the tree trunk, I will notice that there are lots of different colors. I see a lot of gray, I see some black, I see brown, orange tones, and even some golden tones in this tree bark. I'm going to get a black, gray, orange, yellow, white, and brown crayon to color my tree trunk and the branches. I've got a hardboard under my paper, and I'm going to start drawing my tree, and I'm going to start at the bottom of my paper, and I'm going to go up on one side and down the other to show the tree trunk. I'm going to start adding the branches, and the tree that I'm looking at kind of narrows, and then it opens up to 2 branches. I'm going to go up to the sky, and I'm going to go back up to the sky. And now I'm going to go up again for that side of the branch, and I'm going to go up on the other side for that branch. And there's a branch behind those 2 branches that I'm drawing right here. And as my branches go up to the sky, they start to branch off. The branches also get skinnier as they reach towards the sky, and they also get smaller branches growing off of them. Now that I'm done drawing the branches, I'm going to add some smaller branches to my bigger branches because branches branch off and branches have smaller branches. I'm only going to draw the branches and the tree trunk today because we're going to be putting the leaves on in a special way during our next class. So I've got those branches on there, and now I'm going to draw the smaller branches that come off of those smaller branches. And they're going to stretch all through my paper to the sky. Now that I have drawn all my branches, I'm going to start coloring. And so I'm going to start first with my brown crayon. I'm going to color inside the branches and inside my tree trunk. I'm going to color in my tree trunk with a yellow crayon so I can get some golden tones that I see inside the tree trunk onto my tree branches. Now it's time to add a little bit of orange because that brown looks kind of orange in some places, so I'm going in with my orange crayon. I'm going to add in some gray because I see a lot of gray on this tree bark, and as I go over these colors, they get a little bit more gray. My tree starts to get a little bit more texture because I'm layering different colors on the tree trunk and the branches. Finally, I'm going to take my black crayon. I see a lot of black in the bark of this tree, in the cracks of the tree, and so I'm going to go ahead and go over all these colors with my black crayon. Now I'm going to add the sun with my yellow crayon up here in this corner. It's shining brightly today. And then I'm going to take a brown crayon and I'm going to color in the ground. Now that I'm back in the classroom, I'm going to go ahead and add some forest animals to my tree. So I'm looking at forest animals that live on or around trees. In the Google Classroom, you will find a slide presentation called Forest Animals, and there are some examples of animals that live around the forest. So I'm going to use my crayons right now to draw several animals. I decided a painting surprise might be fun, so I'm taking my white crayon and I am coloring in some white clouds, and I can't see them really good right now, but maybe they'll appear later. I'm done with my picture for now. Let's save them for our next class.